And welcome to New Jersey Now. I'm Harry Martin. After a 12-year battle, both houses of the state legislature have approved a bill now that grants workers in the Garden State 6 weeks of paid family leave. Supporters say it's about time. Critics say that it will hurt the state's economy. Well, with me now to discuss all of this is Assemblywoman Valerie Vinieri Huttle of New Jersey's 37th Legislative District and Assemblyman Jay Weber of District 26. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How is this going to work?
Well, as I think you said, it's time. It is time, and I think the 2008 is quite different than the earlier years when we've had people. The mother would stay at home, take care of the child. So really, this is for, just so we know, we get this straight, what it is for. It's for taking care of a child with special needs. It's now the baby boomers our age, if we have to take care of our parents. You can take 6 weeks, but 4 of those weeks, or 2 of those weeks, are paid vacation. So it's really 4 weeks of leave, plus your 2 weeks of vacation. And I think today, when we have the 2 parents working, or we have single parents working, we really don't have the time to be a caregiver. And I think so it is time now that we need to really be compassionate and really make a difference in the state of New Jersey to really put these needs and put these priorities first in the state.
So this works for a special needs child. If you have to take care of an elderly parent, what about maternity?
Maternity already has the 22 weeks. Okay. You get that at disability, so this is part of that 22 weeks.
This is an addition to it?
This is part of it. The 6 weeks would be part of the 22 weeks.
Okay. So a lot of people are saying, how are we going to afford this with the state in such a financial shambles right now? How are we going to afford a family leave bill?
And that's one of our principal objections, I think, to the bill is it's very expensive. It's a $100 million tax increase on employees in New Jersey. And I actually think it's the opposite of being compassionate. At this time, when we have families moving out of the state, we're splitting up brothers and sisters because they can't afford to live here in New Jersey anymore. People can't afford to pay the taxes on their house or on their income. And they're moving to Pennsylvania and North Carolina, and we're splitting up families in New Jersey. We're driving them out. And I actually think the most compassionate thing we can do is to create jobs in New Jersey, give people a way to make a living, make New Jersey more affordable.
And yet the governor's saying he's going to sign this, and it did pass.
Sure, and I just want to clarify that it's not a mandate on businesses. It comes out of the employee's paycheck, which is 33 cents to 50 cents a week, which is really less than a cup of coffee a day, and $33 for the year. So it's not a mandate on business. I, as a small business owner, will not then have to pay my employee to take the 6 weeks, because I think small businesses, you're quite flexible when your employees really need this time off, and you may work with them. You may wind up paying out of your own pocket as a business person. This comes out of the employee's paycheck.
But the thing that was so surprising to me is that if you have one other employee, 2 employees, right?
Correct.
Every business in the state, there's
no exemption for under small businesses, but if that employee decides to leave under a small business, that employee can be let go if it doesn't work out.
Which points out why this is incredibly disruptive, I think, to small businesses, because employees will take advantage of this program for maternity leave as much as anything else. And the $100 million price tag that's on it now, I think, is grossly underestimated. We expect that many more employees in New Jersey are going to take advantage of this program than the projections.
CJ, that word, take advantage, bothers me, because I don't think anyone stays up at night and thinks about scamming their employers to take advantage of a tragedy that is affecting them. It's a question of whether they're going to have to work to put food on their table or stay home and take care of their ill loved one.
So now what proof do I have to supply as an employee?
You have to have a physician's note. We put safeguards in the bill so that, they can't take advantage of this. So you would have a physician's note, and if there is any fraud, there will be an inspector, an independent review to inspect this. If there is fraud, there are penalties.
Look, in the real world, I'm an employment lawyer, and I deal with family leave laws all the time. And I can tell you that the family leave laws on the federal and the state level, while laudable and have admirable intent, are the most abused, among the most abused employment laws out there. And now we're giving people a financial incentive to stay away from work and get paid while they do it. Some people will use it, Assemblywoman, and use it for the best of reasons, consistent with the intent of the bill. Other people are going to abuse it. And when they do, they're putting a strain not only on their employers, but their fellow employees.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't it about time the state does step up and actually say, hey, look, we are a pro-family state. We really do want to do something here that's going to help families, because without a great family structure, how good is the economy going to be?
I couldn't agree with you more, but the thing I think we should do to encourage families and and help families in New Jersey is cut their taxes, not raise them, create jobs.
But how is this raising their taxes?
It's a payroll tax. It's $100 million out of the pockets of New Jersey workers.
It's 54 cents a week, $33 a year. But I just want to say about helping families. If you have two parents working today, and you have no one home in the house to help, as you said, raise the child, you know, in time of need. It's very difficult today. It's not the 1950s when you had one caregiver in the home, we had somebody stay in the home. They are both working because they need to work, maybe even working 2 jobs. They don't have that quality time when necessary.
Here's the thing
that's the unfortunate part.
Here's the thing that just bothers me a little bit about this, though. It's $33 a year.
Right.
That's now.
You're hitting the nail on the head, Harry.
Every tax that we have gotten in the state of New Jersey.
It's not a tax.
You know,
it's not a tax.
Every what would you like to call it? Fee.
Like unemployment.
Anything that gets pulled out of my paycheck. I know it always goes up.
But let me also like a tax.
Well, let me also say this: someone, you know, if you're making $1,000 a week, and this cap is $524 a week, they're not going to abuse that to, you know, not make their $1,000. They will be getting their $524 a week for 4 weeks.
So that's,
plus the 2 weeks.
The max.
It's 6 weeks in total. But 4 weeks is what the paid family leave is about. The 2 weeks is vacation. I think 4 weeks for 1 year out of the year is not going to drive businesses out of New Jersey. California did not fall into the Pacific Ocean. It's still thriving. We have other problems with businesses. This is not going to affect business. This is going to make the employees of that business much more productive than coming in and, you know, fighting their, if they're going to chemo and then they're trying to make ends meet at home and then come to work. This is going to make them healthier and more productive.
And I suppose the argument is that employees do this anyway. They've been doing it all along. They just call in sick.
Exactly.
Yes?
Well, they do, but they eventually run out of sick days, and they're not subsidized by their fellow workers when they do that. Right. They have to answer to their employers, and there's only so far those excuses will go. So the Assemblywoman points out we're the second state in the union to create a paid family leave program. We're in competition with the other 49 states in this nation, and we lose jobs regularly over the borders to Pennsylvania, to Delaware, to North Carolina, to Florida, to states that are more business-friendly and more family-friendly because their tax structures are so much lower. We've just imposed a $100 million tax. It's going to go up. The cost of this program will be closer to $1 billion, I think, by the end a year. And
I don't think you predict.
But where's that money going to go? I mean,
look.
Why don't you
first of all, it's not coming out of any general fund from the state, so it's not affecting the state budget in the least. Not at all. It's going into the temporary
TDI fund.
Yes, it's going into that fund out of the employee's paycheck. As I said,
so it's totally separate, it's isolated,
totally separate, and specifically for this.
But Assemblywoman, you will agree that there is no lockbox provision. There is no hands-off provision that the governor can't tap this money if he wants to balance the budget. In fact, in the last 2 years, the Democrats have taken $120 million out of the TDI fund to help balance the budget. Now, the sponsor of the bill conceded we need a constitutional amendment to lock this money away. But right now, it's an extra payroll tax that's going into a fund that can be rated by the governor to balance the budget. And that tax is only going to go up in future years.
I can assure you this governor will not do that, but I can assure you also that when this takes effect in 2009, those lockbox revisions will be in there because I don't think anyone, wants that to happen. This is to protect the families, to give them the security and the compassion to either, when they have a choice, to either go to work or to stay home and take care of their loved ones. This is a pro-family move, which really, in my opinion, as a small business owner, I said it before, I was a little anxious about this bill, but you cannot have someone working for a small business be discriminated if they're not working for, unless they're working for Walmart, let's just say, or Merck, as we said. They all have, we all envision and we all unfortunately face the same challenges, whether we're working for someone with 2 people or someone with 2,000 people.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you both very much. It is going to be signed into law sometime.
I would think very shortly,
right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you both very much. Coming up next, Congressman Andrews entered the Senate race over a week ago, and now his wife is planning to run for office as well. Where does she fit in? Well, we'll tell you when New Jersey Now continues. Just stay with us.